Welcome to another Matt.Cook.Oregon video. Today we're at Cornucopia Gold Mine. We're going to be exploring the mines of the Cornucopia as well as the old ghost town. There's going to be a guided tour as well as a history of Cornucopia over at the lodge. The Cornucopia event is hosted yearly with author and guest speaker Tom Cook. And in case you were wondering, yes, that's my dad. The journey begins at Baker City, following along Highway 86 and ending up at a town called Halfway. After Halfway, you'll drive along a gravel road to reach Cornucopia. That's Dave Moore, current owner of Cornucopia. He's looking to add a lot more recreational activities to Cornucopia, such as mountain biking, hiking, skiing, horseback riding, things like that.
The days when we're going to log, when we're going to mine, we're going to do these other things are probably behind us. But what's not behind us is the tourist piece of it.
Our first expedition was a hike up Pine Creek.
Well, thanks to David and Kevin. The first book I did was a fundraiser for the museum. And that's this. I think you can get this at the museum or here at the lodge. And you all have helped me a lot on the first one. I'm doing a second book about the town of Cornucopia. And the book about the town is probably next spring. This one's mainly about the mine. The date of the start is by consensus of the museum staff and all of us. It was 1885. And I'm interviewing people in their late 80s and their early 90s who lived here and who can remember it.
Being around old gold mines means that this creek is a pretty good spot for panning. This process takes a lot of patience, but it can be fun and even rewarding. Next, we headed way uphill to the Union Mine. The mine itself was not accessible, but there are a lot of old ruins to look around.
This is a ledger for the Opal Mine. Mine ledgers are really hard to find. This is the only one I've ever seen for sale.
During the Labor Day celebration, the town gathers for a rock drilling competition. Right now we're standing on a giant pile of tailings from the mine. This is a multiple 100-foot pile of rock that all came from the mine. This place is known as the Mansion. The mine overseer and his wife lived here, as well as some offices and the assayer, who test processed gold ore to decide if they should keep digging at certain adits. This is the location of the cookhouse, which you can see pictured here.
The mine affected the town. The mine went bankrupt 4 times. Snow was another big problem in Copia, knocking down most of the town over the years.
Many rocks with gold have been left here because the amount was not worth milling. You can still crack some open and find specks of gold.
They had a 20 gauge railroad here. It was one of the only 3 surviving 20 gauge railroads in the United States.
That's Larry Bush, who worked in this mine back in the 70s and 80s, and since then he's managed it. The United Nuclear Adit is the closest mine to the town.
Cornucopia at its peak had a mixture of homes and cabins, 2 hotels, each containing a restaurant and a saloon. So getting the liquor license here, David, you have continued the tradition. 2 livery stables, a barber shop, a church, a school, the candy store, the bakery, 2 general stores, 2 butcher shops, post office, 2 places where one could purchase personal services from sporting women, a blacksmith and a general repair shop, community meeting hall, dance hall, a small sawmill nearby. Then there's the boarding house too. And so this and the mine cement dynamite bunker would be the last 2 commercial buildings left. And the jail, you might consider a commercial, but consider a civic building. Oh, the candy store, that's iconic. There's lots of photos of the fountain candy store. I don't know if you've seen it. It's got the rounded balcony at the top and then a retail space below. But Les Fitch won a lot of money in the back room of the candy store on a high stakes cash illegal poker game. So the kids are going to get their candy during the day and they're winning money at gambling at the back. Charlie Keller kept a gold brick on the bar, not this bar. He had 2 bars. He had kept a gold brick on the bar in the Keller Hotel. If you lifted it, you could keep it. Keller was that big photo of the 3-story, 3-balconied hotel, the biggest structure in town. And the steps started at the street and came up to about here. And then there was a big porch. So the hotel would have started right back about here and gone 3 stories up. Then the 3rd story was the whorehouse. And there's no children here, so I can talk about the whorehouse a little bit. The madame's name was reportedly Fanny. Isn't that a wonderful name for a whorehouse madame? We found a safe last summer, half buried. So again, the Pine Valley Community Museum is helping efforts to restore the jail. I think I'm going to have a chapter called Crime in Cornucopia. Hours and hours of research, all I can find are 4 instances of crime in Cornucopia. Miners that were stealing ore, and the miners would take it, it was called hydrating. And they'd either put it in their long johns, it'd rattle right down to the ankle cuff, and sell it down in Baker City. And finally, there was 4 of them, finally they were caught. 2 of them went to jail. Paul states that he can't remember anyone being lodged in the jail, but the sheriff's main job was to make sure no one froze to death if they passed out in the snow on the way back from the saloons.
This is the home of Chris Schneider, mayor of Cornucopia. He and his wife were the last residents after the mine closed in the 40s.
I mean, they were really kind and gentle people. They would give tourists muffins and coffee. They had the Cornucopia ethos. That's it for the tour. Thank you for the help.
That's it for Cornucopia. Please give it a like and subscribe to see the next adventure.